We have a potential of 2 challenges. We always try to do that. But this one, it's quite possible that the first one is going to take up all the time. I think that would be marvelous. But if it doesn't, we've got a little bit of a fun filler too. So today's challenge is, this is the day. This is the day we start writing Roanoke together. And so we chose to use one of 2 flash fiction formats that just happened to be the writing assignment for Fusion Writing over at lilypub.org. And those formats that were our choices were the 6-word story or the 100-word story. And I'm pretty sure that today we're going to have 3 100-word stories. So now, you may be asking, what is Roanoke again? So in episode 1, we discussed potential activities for this podcast, rotating things. We're going to rotate the host. I'm Julianne Scherer, the host for today. And one of the options was inspectional reading of a Zettelkasten. What can you learn about the Zettelkasten from its index and structure? And then, because this is lilypub.org and Fusion Writing and all that, and how might we explore that as fiction? And so at the time, episode 1, I shared that I had an undeveloped story idea in my head about a colony whose residents have vanished and they left their Zettelkastens behind. And the working title of that is Roanoke. And now we're doing this. So I'm going to go in order of the submissions of the 100-word story. So it's the first one is Victoria's, because Victoria was right out the chute. And then I slunk in with my own, and Kathleen further slunked in with her own. All right. So this is Victoria's. Let me move this. Oh, Victoria, you want to read it?
Yes, because I did make a change. The piece that the audience doesn't know is we workshopped these during Fusion Writing on Saturday over at LilyPub. And based on an observation that Kathleen made, I changed one little detail so that the context of how we had moved from where we began to where we ended up was more clear, because it wasn't, you could have been inside the house, you could have been outside. So I just made a little change so that that was more clear. So on the screen, you see the second draft. I will read you the final draft, which only changes a few words.
Okay.
A voice called from the kitchen doorway, "Out here!" Beyond the patio, peach and pink tea roses marked a garden gate which swung open with a groan. Stepping in, one would walk a brown pebble path dividing plots that overflowed with lush vegetables growing in a vibrant colored patchwork. 20 steps in, one couldn't avoid the small but meticulously carved marble table. The smooth groove in the bench seat beckoned one to sit and consider the unexpected object on the table. It was a box, ornately carved and fixed with a menacing brass lock, daring the observer to try it.
Awesome. All right. And now I will read mine. Jenna paused for a 360 from the center of the Rosetta. Seeing the actual stones set into the codes unleveled her. N.A. The link took her down to the vault. There, gleaming coyly, the cabinet. N.A. She drew her hand toward the beads on the drawer face. She stroked the sequence that would definitely work. Haptic. Alter protocol. Unrecognized. Her throat tugged a secret smile, and she replayed the grinning face. At the crook, she voiced it. What do you know? The drawer exhaled a chuckle, chuckled an exhale, and showed its contents. Eh. Longhand. You're a bastard, Grandpa. N.A. And finally, here we have Kathleen's.
The box lay under a child's bed, and the cards the box contained were written in a child's hand. Little objects were also present in the box: a pretty stone, a piece of ribbon, a small coin. One object was a tiny embroidered doll, not 1 inch tall, totally flat like a paper doll, but crafted of threads of a dozen colors. The backside, which wasn't lovely to begin with, was further marred by a slab of glue with the remnants of some paper to which it was at one time attached. The nearest card said only, Polly Sue.
Fantastic. And we've got Deb now. Awesome.
Drabble that I
Yeah.
just submitted about 5 seconds ago, or actually since I was about 10 minutes late, I submitted it about 9 minutes ago.
Okay.
Oh,
And it comes out of the book, that same builder book that we've been talking about forever.
Yeah.
Yes, you're gonna get it, Kathleen. That's the one. That's the one.
Timeless Way of Building. By,
Right, the timeless way of building that came out of a suggestion from Julianne
Yeah.
for Kathleen in terms of structure, how to make a book more readable. And I jumped out and bought the book right away because of that description, and I went through it. And then today, Kathleen, you posted a short post on the delight that you were having as a result of reading the book for 1 hour, and noticing the similarity between what the book was saying about architecture and the ZK. So I'm saying, oh, it's the same. Oh, okay. How do I express that sameness? What do I do? And so that's what I ended up with, thinking about what I read, thinking about what you wrote, thinking about the book, and a little bit of AI. Sorry, a little bit of AI.
No, that's totally fitting.
Oh, cool. Yeah, fitting, very fitting.
Okay, and and that's what I came up with. Can anybody pull that up? There it is.
There it is.
You want to read it to us, please, Deb?
Okay. The following drabble, and I keep wanting to call that something else, dribble, drabble, but anyway, drabble it's a collaboration between me, Deb Hart, my thoughts about a very recent Kathleen Spracklen post about Christopher Alexander's book, my reading of that book, and yes, a sprinkle of an interactive AI. Thanks to Julianne Scherer for starting all of this by suggesting the book to Kathleen. So, and here it goes. I'm seeing the conceptual sameness expressed in the architectural base of Alexander's book and the inherency of the ZK build as a two-way mirror, showing the same truth in both the tangible world and the realm of ideas. On the one hand, we see its manifestation in physical reality, concrete and observable. On the other hand, we perceive its philosophical counterpart, abstract yet equally real. This mirror reveals two aspects of the same underlying principle, each reflection validating and illuminating the other. As we change our perspective in the physical world, we see corresponding shifts in the philosophical reflection and vice versa. So that's
fantastic.
That's what came out of that, So, what do you guys think?
I think it definitely, that could be the key to understanding the Zettelkastens, that the Zettelkasten is going to be the mirror to the physical reality. And you're going to have to go to something in the physical world, in the architecture of the buildings, in the physical world. And we might find that the space where they are, what did they call the space where they're located? Where the separated are? Huh?
Oh, where they're separated?
Where do the separated live? What is their
Oh,
world
we
called?
haven't given, we're just calling the Farewell is the name of this building. We don't actually know.
I'm
or-
thinking about, well,
yes, yes.
the word enclave, the enclave is coming to my mind. So I'm
Okay.
just going to play with that as a stand-in for the moment. So when
Colony.
people look around, they're going to find that the enclave was constructed according to Christopher Alexander's model of building. And this book, the Zettelkasten, somebody will have Zettelkasten this book, and it will be in their bib box. And several important clues will be in the main box. And we'll discover that between the Zettelkasten and the physical world that was constructed out of the book, we're going to have to find a reflection. And when we find two things that perfectly reflect one another, that's going to be the location of a key.
I love it.
Now we've got plot.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Of course, now
That's
I'm
awesome.
thinking, okay, so this is a binary, but what happens if it's really a ternary? What if there's a third level that has to be discovered?
Oh, there are many.
It's not just abstract and concrete reflecting each other. Perhaps there is another level, which this actually ties in with this next month's newsletter, so it's on my mind, but
Fantastic.
I'll be back. Okay.